So yeah, let's react to this.
Gentlemen, and then we'll flip it and go to the ladies, gentlemen, boom, 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 and then we'll just get a feel for it. So here we go. Scenario number one. We'll start with Kevin here. So, Kevin, you're in a situation, you've been dating a girl for 6 months. All right, so it's happening, things are there, it's not official, but it's, it's there, 6 months, right? So she just informed you that she's going on a girls trip with all her single friends to Miami. And they're mostly single that I asked. They're planning on going out to the parties with the club promoters, and they're gonna be popping bottles and be getting stuff for free and doing the whole table thing at the club, having the time of their lives. Obviously, you have some reservations about what's going on here, and you need to have a crucial conversation with your girl. So before she obviously leaves to Miami, if that's even allowable. So your girl tells you she's going. The flights are booked, Kevin. What do you say to her?
Oh, man. Just being here is such culture shock, man. I'm from Connecticut. My women don't do anything. Like, they don't go anywhere. I'm trying to all right.
I would say no. I don't want you to do it. Let me be honest with. I do not. I am in the camp where I don't approve with girl trip. I don't like it. I do not agree with it. In my honest opinion, if you're in a relationship, why do you guys want to go out? This is something that amazes me. This is my own personal opinion. It amazes me that if you are in a relationship with someone, you love someone, you're committed to someone, you want to be with that person, and yet you want to spend time apart. And this is not like a day, a weekend. No, this is usually like a week, like a good amount of time apart. It amazes me that people in relationships want to do that. If you want to spend time apart, I don't know how great that relationship is. Like I said, you spend, like, if I'm going on like a convention during that day and we're apart, okay, great. I'm not saying spend every waking moment together. No, but spending a good chunk apart, I think it's a recipe for disaster, and it don't really make sense in my opinion. Now, in this case particular, where my girl is going on a girls trip with her single friends, that is a recipe for a disaster. That is me not mitigating my risk. Now, am I saying I don't trust her? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I don't trust the situation. I don't trust necessarily her friends. So, again, there's not about her, but things happen. Let's say, how many times have you heard the story? Oh, I got so drunk. It was a mistake. It happened. Women blame it on so many crap. Or, sadly, oh, I got drunk and I was knocked out and something happened. God forbid something happened. This is a thing where women don't see it, and men don't understand that they are not mitigating risk. If you are a true man, you will do your best to mitigate risk. It is a risk for a woman to travel to, let's say, Florida, Cancun, like party cities, party places with their single friends. It's a risk. And for you to then be surprised something happens, no, you're stupid. If you were a man, you should have already assumed possible risk and make actions accordingly. I would not have agreed to it.
But if I was in that traditional scenario that always gets brought up, that's kind of a common one in the red pill space. Sure. Yeah.
You don't sound too enthusiastic about it.
Maybe I'm not too enthusiastic about it, but my true answer would be I wouldn't commit to a girl that's still in the party stage, especially with everything you just described. You didn't say she's just going out with girls. You said they're popping bottles with club promoters and all this shit that I'm not used to because it only goes on out here and I'm only here once every 8 months.
Okay.
So I wouldn't. It takes a lot for me to commit to a girl. I wouldn't commit to a girl that's
So you
in
wouldn't
that
even commit
stage of
to
her
her.
life.
So you're already 6 months in. What
If
happens?
I'm just sleeping with her for like it's been going on for 6 months, she can do whatever she wants. I don't care.
Gotcha. So she's already put in that bucket of not wifey material.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
Just because she wants to go on a trip to Miami with her girls. She hasn't done anything yet. She hasn't cheated. She hasn't even popped the bottles yet.
Well,
but you're already making the determination she ain't wifey material.
I hate to dance around the question, but the biggest mistake guys make is that if you know you don't want a girl that's always going to be going on wild trips and popping bottles with club promoters and all this nonsense and shit, it starts with you like not picking a girl who is eager to live that lifestyle in the first place. And what most young dudes that are inexperienced do is they pick the girl, or let's be provocative because that's what y'all want. Let's say dudes usually pick the neighborhood hoe, right? Catch feelings, then resent her for being a hoe, which is what you were able to see she was from the beginning, and start a bunch of bullshit.
You know what you signed up for when you walked in the door.
Yeah, I'm very, very conscious of
Ladies,
what
you
you
have
signed
your
up
voting panel.
Is that fair?
Throw up a red or green to Kevin's answer.
Which
This is where you put your hands up with the thing, ladies.
Your ass better put it
Ladies, you
green.
speak English?
It wasn't like black and white.
Okay,
Is
so-
he
Yeah,
exactly. Is he not your?
We don't know.
Yeah,
So
not
if
like
you don't put
people.
anything up, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I was
so,
waiting for you to
okay,
remove
gotcha.
it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, yeah, right? Not
All
bad.
right, so we're holding that.
She's a host.
McQueen, same question. Your girls aren't going to Miami. And she says, McQueen, I'm going. You know, you want to say, hey, look, I don't know how I feel about this. What do you say to her?
I would just be like, have fun, bitch. Like, and then after that, she's not gonna. I'm not talking to her after that. Like,
That's it. Then
yeah,
you're done.
I'm not gonna stop her from doing what you can do whatever you want, but I can do whatever I want too. And what
Okay,
I want
gotcha.
to do is I don't want to talk to your ass after that.
You know what? That would probably be a better answer, or a better way of going about mitigating risk. Yeah, do what you want, but I don't like it. But it's up to you. I would never stop a woman from doing what she wants, but I will control my own actions, control my life. You want to do it? Perfect, you do it. But that don't mean that I will stay around while you do something that I don't like or I don't agree with. So this is the part where you have to have self-respect. You have to stand on business. What you allow. This is the part where you have to have boundaries and you stick to them. You have to have a line in the sand, and that is your line. People can cross it, but once they cross it, well, there's consequences.
There it is.
That's it.
Okay.
Would you tell her that? Would she know that if she
Yeah,
goes?
because I mean, if she's my girlfriend, then yes, I would tell her.
But she's
then
not.
again, like you said, she wouldn't be my girlfriend if I knew that she was the type of girl that would be doing all that.
Yeah.
So if we were talking for 6 months, and I don't have control over her life. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I don't. Even if we were together, I don't control anything. I can only control what I can do. So like, if I'm dating her, like you just asked if I would tell her that. No, I wouldn't tell her. I'd be like, have fun.
So there would have been no conversation as to like your guys' boundaries or like what you're okay with and not
But they
okay
weren't
with in your
together.
relationship.
Well, I mean, obviously that wasn't because there was no context on the question. You
No,
know
I'm
what
just
saying?
asking you.
This is your girl for 6 months, okay?
said there
It's
was
not
no
a 5-year relationship. You guys are dating, it's clear. 6 months, like it's not. So there, you know. That
And
was-
She's never exhibited any of this behavior previously. Is
This
that
is
the
her first
context
girls'
as well?
Yes.
So this is her first time ever even acting like this, ever bringing this up.
But again, she hasn't done anything yet. She wants to go on her
But this
girls'
is her
trip.
first time.
She's
ever
easing you
asking for
into it.
How about this, ladies?
We need more.
By a show, guys, we don't need more. You have what you fucking have.
That's what I'm saying.
Pick it up in your hand, okay?
She's a
But
hoe.
we need
She's
more.
on the
What's
streets.
Social Security. Where'd you go to college? What was their first kiss? Doesn't matter. Janelle, you're not getting any more. You have what you have, and you'll like it. Ladies, how about this? Let's should we understand where the ladies are at? Don't overthink this. Stick something up. Green or red, the girl should be able to go.
No, she should.
Green or red, should the girl be able to go? So Amy says no, Lauren says yes, Janelle says no, yes, no, yes, yes. So the majority of you girls say the girl shouldn't go.
Correct.
Very interesting.
What if
So-
it was a her sister's bachelorette party?
That's what I was gonna say.
Very Hold on, we're
That would be even worse.
doing too much shopping. Natalia, what did you say?
What if it was her sister's bachelorette party? And
Okay.
it was like, hey, you're my sister, like I need you to come. We're going on a girls trip.
That's why I asked.
No.
That's any
Gotcha. Let's say it's her grandfather's funeral and she's going to be traveling. Is she allowed to leave the state, or is that unfortunate?
Listen,
She's going to be with her single friends.
the only person that didn't hang out with people like himself was Jesus. He hung out with tax collectors, sinners, fishermen. Whoever you hang out with, you become. So if you hang out with hoes, you're a hoe.
Jesus hung out with hoes.
You're gonna bring Jesus into
I
this?
said that was a poor example of law of association, I feel, because Jesus hung out with those people and was still completely
Jesus
pure.
is the only person who didn't hang out with people.
Okay,
Wait, aren't we supposed to follow Jesus' example though? Like, you know,
Well, we're not like eternal and immortal. I don't think so.
I mean, Jesus hung out with everybody to set an example of like how we shouldn't be.
Here's what we're not going to be doing. Bring Jesus into the equation. Okay, we all knew that
Jesus
was a party animal, and if there's water there, boom, now there's water.
Know what's in that property. It's kind of like dating the property. And things will pop up during this escrow period that would be problematic, to McQueen's point here, in the future. You can't tell the seller what they can or can't do with their own property because you don't own it yet, but you can decide if you don't want to buy it. And so most people who would not be comfortable with that type of behavior can just respectfully bow out and say, you have fun on your trip. I'm glad that you're being yourself because I'm getting to see what the property actually has. I'm going to go move on for a property that doesn't have some of those issues.
With your escrow example, don't you have to have like explicit reasons within the law to break your contract?
Here's the lawyer, guys. All right. I'm allowed to
But the answer is no.
in Miami.
The contracts have contingencies in them that allow you to back out for different reasons.
That is true.
You can't get financing, it appraise is low, you see something during the inspection period that you don't like, that's literally what it's there for. So if it's behind train tracks, if it's near a sewer, it smells bad, anything, plumbing problems. So that is what you're trying to do.
You do not want your girl coming back home with plumbing problems. We all
Before you buy.
Okay, so let's get Troy's response here, and then we'll let the ladies chime in. Again, ladies, you're all smart and classy. You know, everyone raise your hand for a second. Go ahead. So you know how to do that. So when I say raise your hand, now stick the thing that's in your hand up as well. That's what you ladies are going to be doing. Please don't make me ask you again how to raise a hand. Pick your left hand, pick your right hand. If you're armless, use a fucking leg. Stick it up in the air. Troy.
You know what, Adam?
You're a dating coach.
Yes.
What would you recommend men do, and what's your opinion?
Well, I agree with a lot of what's already been said. For me personally, 6 months, you're not even really, you're saying dating, you're using the term dating. I don't think it's in any way serious after 6 months. My ex-girlfriend, we were together for a number of years. We didn't even properly commit until like 2 years in. Do you know what I mean? I'm the kind of person, I just fucking leave it. And, you know, I try.
I think that's, to be honest, this is the thing. If I'm with a woman 6 months, there's commitment. So it's insanity to me that, and I mean, yeah, that's him. But in my opinion, if you're with a woman for 6 months and there's really not true commitment, I think that's insanity. I've never dated a woman beyond 3 months and she's not already my girlfriend. So that it amazes me that there are people out there that would date for 6 months and you're not at the boyfriend girlfriend stage already.
To avoid having that conversation for as long as is humanly possible. So if we were 6 months in, I wouldn't regard it as serious enough at that point to be sort of like laying down the law. I wouldn't feel that I had the right to do that.
Let's say it was 6 years in.
Oh, here we go. Now you're changing the parameters. You said they were asking you stuff, and you said you can't change it. Now you're changing the parameters.
Well, I'm curious, what would you deem to be an appropriate amount of time to be able to have an opinion on that?
Probably 5 or 6 years, I guess. Or, well, let's say 2 years.
Really?
3 years.
Real quick, I don't think I have a problem. I think I'm on the same page as Troy.
Guys, if you want to speak, just raise your hand. Boom, I called you. Go ahead,
apologies, but I think Troy got the same problem I had. You didn't say committed relationship, you just said seeing somebody.
Yeah, no, listen, the original question was dating for 6 months.
Yeah.
And if we were dating for 6 months, at that point, I wouldn't regard it as serious enough. So I would just say to her, listen, you do what you want to do, that's great. I may or may not also be potentially seeing some other people anyway.
Right.
So for me, it's going to be less of a big deal. Now, what I'm going to do is, with any relationship, is I'm going to look at their behaviour. Okay, I'm not going to try and control them. I'm not going to try and lay down the law to them. I'm not going to give it the old, fake red pill 2D alpha thing. I'm just going to look at what they do, and if what they do is not something that I'm comfortable with, then I'm going to remove myself from that situation. Okay. Which is kind of similar to what you guys are saying.
So I asked this question for a reason, because I wanted to get to the point where, all right, 6 months, you're dating, but it's not official. So gentlemen, and then I want to get the ladies' opinion, let's say it's a longer relationship. Is she now more likely or less likely to go on this trip?
She should be less likely, I would say. Unless, like they said, it's some kind of family thing.
But after that amount of time, doesn't she basically garner a little more trust from you?
Yeah,
we've been together 3 years. I'm not just going to try to go get boned at Club Live in Miami.
But she should do, yes.
Okay.
She should, not want to do that because now she's with you and she's in a committed relationship. Having said that, she's her own person, she can do what she wants, but I would probably have the conversation with her and just say, listen, I'm not comfortable with this.
Gotcha.
And then make a decision based on her actions.
Just to be clear from all you guys, whether it's 6 months or 6 years, you're not comfortable with your girl going out partying in the club, getting drunk on a girl's trip. Is that fair to say?
It's fair to say. I was in the club last night, right? And these girls, they're like twerking. They're like, there's all kind of crazy shit happening in these clubs.
But why do you get to go to the club and not?
I was standing by the bar drinking Diet Coke. I'm a very refined gentleman. I wasn't. No, I was just observing the people around me.
When was the last time y'all went to the club?
Last night.
All of you.
We're all going after this. None of you are invited.
So it's okay for men to go to the clubs, but it's trashy for women?
No, because it's a totally different experience for you guys.
Yeah. I have to agree with, what is this person's name again?
That's McQueen.
I agree with that. Men and women are not the same, y'all. Why do we keep trying to say we're the same? We've got to stop trying to make us be the same. We're not. You guys have lingams, we have yonis. It's very fucking different. We have different hormones, we have different boundaries and things that make things not acceptable. Women go to the club to fuck.
I wouldn't go that extreme. But this is a thing where women go to the club for validation. I would say that at least. Women go to the club for validation. And sometimes that validation can lead to them having sex. So
Drop the bomb on here. So your speculation is that women are going to the club to get some D.
Yes.
Red or you're green if that's true or not. So Amy is the hold on. Amy, you're the only girl that put up the green thumb. Other than Janelle.
I think I was in the middle. That was actually I get what she's saying. Women are more likely to get sex at a club. Is the woman more likely looking for sex at the club? That may be a different thing.
Why is
for
she
the 3 or 4s, quite possibly.
Why is she dressed in scantily
that wasn't in the description. But you're absolutely right in the fact that when a woman could walk out of these doors right now, could find some random restaurant, bar, anything, and go get fucked right now. That is the difference between men and women. If a man goes to a club, the sexiest club, he's wearing his best attire, he might still not pick up that night. Exactly. So that makes, I understand what you're saying in that regard, but I don't think every woman goes to the club with the explicit intention to get fucked. Can they get fucked more likely there?
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Just to be clear, Janelle is going. She thinks that most. Hold on, Janelle.
Okay.
Wait.
Most women are going to the club to get boned. Amy's basically saying, hold on, wild beasts, let me talk and I'll call on you. Amy's estimation is, they're going to the club.
They can get fucked way easier than guys.
We all know that. That's kind of what Janelle said. But
depends on your intention.
They're going to read the Bible, actually.
Said that no, girls are not going to the club to get some sex, right? Is that why you go to the club?
I do not go to the club to have sex. No.
Why do you go to the club?
To have fun with my friends, listen to music.
Okay. Why do you go?
You can do that at home. You don't have to go outside to go to hang out with friends and listen to music. You don't have to spend money on alcohol and or club entrance fee to hang out with friends and listen to music. You can listen to the exact same music in your house or in your friend's house. So that is ridiculous. I always find that as absolutely idiotic, because a lot of these clubs, like, the reason to be in a club with your friends and listen to music is absolutely idiotic, because you can do that in your home or someone else's home.
Go to the club.
I don't really go to the club, but like when I do, it's never for that reason.
Okay.
So.
Kate, why do you go to the club?
Make memories with friends.
To make what?
Memories with friends.
The old memories and friends, like it's a high school reunion. Dixie, why do you go to the club?
I like dancing. I like good drinks. I like having conversations with my friends. I'm
Stop the
totally
cap.
get fucked by
I know.
a sexy guy. I'm just saying.
I actually believe you. Tiffany?
I hate going to the club unless like I have my friends that are performing harass me to go. Because I've been doing it for 15 years.
So,
I was
back
a
up.
rave photographer.
I'm not talking about a strip club, baby. Like,
I'm not talking about a strip club.
Okay, you said my friends are performing.
Yeah, my friends are at the DJs and stuff. I used to take pictures for
My friends
Insomniac.
performing at the club. I gotta see the strip.
Got her. I used to take pictures of international DJs.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
I'm crying.
Yeah, let me get this
Yeah,
one.
man.
Why do you go to the club?
I like to go clubbing. I personally go because I like to have fun. But if I think I'm the honest here. I don't know. But if I do want to go fuck, I will go with that intention. That's the difference, because we do have that choice, but that doesn't mean that every time.
All right, we're gonna pause for a sec. So you just revealed something. Sometimes you go to the club
If I
to
want
get some
to, have
D.
I considered it? If I want to, like, and I know where I'm going with the intention, yeah, we're fucking
Okay,
women.
so let's
We're
back
beautiful.
up, and then
So
I'm gonna let Troy. How many girls here have gone to a club, bar, lounge, strip club, whatever it is, with the full-on notion, I'm getting some tonight?
Never.
Nobody?
When I was younger.
Okay, so Janelle's the only one here.
Everyone's
like, I'm thinking in the terms of like, if you were
Now watch this. Gentlemen,
These don't hook up with
how many times have you gone to the club, the bar, and the lounge?
Every time.
Every gets them out.
Every time.
We're getting somewhere here, guys.
Let's be
Every time?
That's the only reason why we
Every
go.
time?
So then we as women,
Okay,
if that's true, then we as
And
women
succeeded.
shouldn't allow y'all at the club.
No,
and
no,
we
no,
should be
no,
allowed
no,
to go. We're not the ones trying to get
Lauren
fucked.
Delgado with the fake name. We just established one thing, and then I'm coming to Troy.
Can I be after?
These gentlemen have full-on admitted they are going to the club to go get some ass. Let's put that there. Thank you for that. Turn it up a little bit. You girls are basically saying, no, we're going.
It's a small percentage that we go
Everyone's
for.
fucking mic. If you're talking while I'm talking, promise me that. You girls are going under the guise of, I'm just having fun, I'm doing whatever. You guys are what I would call just the innocent gazelle, just, hey, I'm just here sipping some water. Boom, there's Big Dick McQueen shows up and he's like, hey, got one. And you don't even know. Now you might have a little assessment of why guys have reservations to let you go out into fucking the jungle in Nairobi. When you're like, I'm just having fun. When you have good-looking dudes that are ready to sharpshoot you.
Right.
I think it's, so the fundamental issue here, the difference between the male and the female perspective on this is, like you said, okay, you guys are going out looking for some ass, so we should prevent you from going. The issue though is, and this has been touched on, I think by, was it Amy? The ease with which sex can be obtained by both of the genders. Now, for one thing, I'm not sure if some of you guys aren't capping here, to be honest. You know, you guys are all saying, no, I never go to the club to get laid. I don't know if that's cap. I think it might be. I think it might be in some cases. Because I think, I'm not saying every time, but I think on some occasions it's probably crossed people's minds. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of that, we know that women are very emotional. We know that women are very hormonal. We know that women can be influenced under certain circumstances,
Especially
particularly
under the influence.
Well, I mean, you're in a place with loud music, with bright lights. It's a sensory experience. There's alcohol involved sometimes, whatever, right? You know, the good-looking stranger comes along. He starts whispering those sweet enough things. You know, you might be a little bit tempted, and that is the reason why men are concerned. It's not because necessarily we don't trust you initially, but we know when you put yourself in that environment, it's the likelihood of something happening is increased, and I would argue far higher than it is for a dude going to the club, because most dudes go to the club and they stand in the corner like this in the choked circle with their beer, and they don't fucking talk to anybody all night. Whereas with girls, you know, you get the guys coming up at the
To be
bottles.
clear, we're going to get into a bunch of topics. Raise your hand with your things. Should the girl, knowing how these guys feel now, it's a relationship. Let's say it's a relationship. Should the girl go? Yes or no? Hold them high. So we have mostly no's. Pixie, of course, is saying yes. And Shocker, her roommate, also says yes. That's it. That's the end of this one. We are going to the next topic. This one's for you, ladies. So you're going to be speaking more now. I'm actually.
Okay. I always think it's ridiculous that these women say that this it's weird, because to think that none of these women, yes, they didn't go to the club to distinctly have sex, but I would love to know if they went to the club and had sex after the club. I would like to know that. To maybe paint that picture, yes, you may not have with the purpose of having sex going to the club, but the results are still the same. So that is something to think about.